Hello all and welcome to Nano Creators. We are excited to be participating in your journey through DNA nanotechnology. Through our kit, we hope to increase your knowledge in the synthesis of single-stranded DNA and DNA nanostructures. We look forward to working with you. Here I will be showing you how to use a pipette. Now we are going to be using a 200 microliter pipette with a range from 20 to 200 microliters. It's set to 30 microliters, so let's get started. I will be using the 200 microliter tips so that they can fit properly onto the pipette. Now when holding a pipette, it is important that you hold it properly, as I am displaying here. It is important to press down thoroughly on the tips when pushing them onto the pipette. When using a pipette, there are 3 stops on the top of the pipette. So when you press down, the first stop is going to be at the appropriate volume. So we've set it to 30 microliters. So that means that when I let go, it'll put 30 microliters of volume into the tip. And then when I press down all the way, I will expel everything completely. When you're done with the tip, make sure that you throw it out, so just eject it into the waste pile. In this part of the video, I will be showing you the components for the aPCR procedure. Now, on my left-hand side, in my hand, I have the DI water, which is RNAs and DNAs treated, and then I have the hi-fi buffer, the MgCl2, the forward and reverse primers, and the scaffold. I will be pipetting them into tubes. Here we have the Taq polymerase enzyme, and we just took it out of the freezer. The reason for doing so is to make sure that it doesn't heat up to room temperature until we're ready to activate it, because we don't want the enzyme to activate prematurely until we've thoroughly mixed it. When using the enzyme, be sure to mix it thoroughly to break up the glycerol. Now that we've added the enzyme, we will be allocating into smaller tubes so that we may put it through the thermocycler. After the samples have gone through the thermocycler, we will be running them in our gel in the electrophoresis apparatus. We will be loading them with gel loading dye so that we may visualize our results. After having loaded the gel loading dye, you can see that it's aggregated at the bottom, so we must thoroughly mix it through the sample. We can use the same tip for all samples because they're all the same solution, so there is no risk of contamination. Here you can see that I've already loaded the ladder all the way to the left, and I'll be loading another well with more of our solution. It is important that when you expel the solution from your tip, that you have it slow and controlled.